वेंकटेशाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Welcome everyone. Hare Krishna. So we were discussing Canto 7, Chapter 2. Canto 7 is entitled The Signs of God. Chapter 2 is entitled Hiranyakashipu, the King of Demons. And last time we did up to text 7. So we'll continue from there. Tasya त्यक्तस्वभावस्य गृणेर्मायावनौकसः भजन्तं भजमानस्य बालस्येवास्थिरात्मनः मत्शूल भिन्नग्रीवस्य भूरिणा रुदिरेण वै असृक्प्रियं तर्पयिष्ये भ्रातरं मे गतव्यथ. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has given up his natural tendency of equality towards the demons and the demigods of the Devatas. Although he is the Supreme Person now influenced by Maya, he has assumed the form of a boar, Varahadev, to please his devotees, the Devatas, just as a restless child leans towards someone. I shall therefore sever Lord Vishnu's head from his trunk by my trident. This is Hiranyakashipu Vacha. And with the profuse blood from his body, I shall please my brother Hiranyaksha, who was so fond of sucking blood. Thus shall I too be peaceful. Purport. The defect of the demoniac mentality is expressed in this verse very clearly. Hiranyakashipu thought that Vishnu also becomes partial, like a child whose mind is not steady or resolute. The Lord can change his mind at any time, Hiranyakashipu thought, and therefore his words and activities are like those of children. Actually, because the demons are ordinary human beings, their minds change, and being materially conditioned, they think that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is also conditioned. As the Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita, Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanum ashritaha. Fools deride me when I descend in a human form. Demons always think that Vishnu can be killed, therefore being absorbed in thoughts of Vishnu's form to kill him. At least they have the opportunity of thinking of Vishnu unfavorably. Although they are not devotees, after thinking of Vishnu, their thinking of Vishnu is effective, and thus they generally attain Sayujya Mukti. Sayujya Mukti means ekatvam, to merge into the effulgence of the form of Bhagavan. Because the demons consider the Supreme Lord an ordinary living being, they think that they can kill Lord Vishnu as one might kill another ordinary person. Another fact disclosed herein is that demons are very much fond of sucking blood. Indeed, all of them are meat eaters and bloodsuckers. Hiranyakashipu accused the Supreme Lord of having a restless mind like that of a small child who can be induced to do anything if simply offered some cakes and laddus. Srila Prabhupada. I'll read that again. I'll read that again. Hiranyakashipu accused the Supreme Lord of having a restless mind like that of a small child who can be induced to do anything if simply offered some cakes and laddus. Prabhupada's probably thinking of offering those laddus to Krishna, cooking and offering laddus to Krishna. Indirectly, this indicates the true position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yume bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti uparitam ashnami prayatatmana. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, flower, fruit, or water, I will accept it. The Lord accepts the offerings of devotees because of their transcendental love. Because they are in love with the Supreme Lord, they do not eat anything without offering it first to the Lord. The Lord does not hanker for a small leaf or flower. He has enough to eat. Indeed, He is feeding all living entities. Nonetheless, because He is very merciful and Bhaktavatsal, very favorable to the devotees, He certainly eats whatever they offer Him with love and devotion. This quality should not be misjudged to be childish. The highest quality of the Supreme Lord is that He is Bhaktavatsal. In other words, He is always extremely pleased with His devotees. As for the word Maya, when used in reference to the dealings of the Supreme Lord, this word means affection. The actions of the Lord to favor his devotees are not disqualifications but signs of his natural affection. As for Rudhira, or the blood of Lord Vishnu, since there is no possibility of severing Lord Vishnu's head from his body, there's no question of blood. But the garland, now this is phenomenal. Listen to this. But the garland that decorates Vishnu's body is as red as blood. When the demons achieve Sayujya Mukti and leave behind their sinful activities, they are blessed by Vishnu's garland, which is red like blood. After attaining Sayujya Mukti, the demons are sometimes promoted to the Vaikuntha world, where they receive the reward of the Lord's garland prasad. Wow. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Some very nice points made in the purport. First of all, Hiranyakashipu is blaming, accusing Sriman Narayana to be biased, which the Lord is, but not in the way that Hiranyakashipu accuses. Hiranyakashipu says that Vishnu is like a child, not childlike, but he's blaming Krishna or Vishnu to be childish. And he says, just like a child can be given some candies, and you see in this world many times, unfortunately, many of the kidnappings that take place, you see the kidnappers, they try to follow the activities of a certain child from a certain family and try to follow him and try to get into a conversation and maybe allure him or her by giving something sweet. And the child, being innocent, is abducted and falls to this trap. That's why many times parents teach the children, don't talk to strangers, don't go to strangers. If you see someone who you don't recognize, even if you do recognize, only when we are around will you speak to them, things like that, cautions, right? The parents do give some warning to the child for their own protection. So here, Hiranyakashipu is thinking, and he's speaking to his anuyayis, his followers, that Vishnu has become a child. Any kidnapper like Devata comes and gives a candy or a toffee. Now, the mind of Vishnu, which is childish, gets abducted, gets kidnapped by the wants of the Devatas. This is what Hiranyakashipu is saying. But Saraswati Devi, ye bhajante tu maam bhaktya maite teshu chapyaham. Bhajantam bhajamanasya. This third line has come in this verse. And the Saraswat Arth is Vishnu is bound by the love of his devotees. Srila Prabhupada makes this point in the purport that Vishnu or Krishna's Bhakta Vatsal mood of being bound by the ropes of the love of his devotees should not be misjudged for childish behavior. Not Asthiratmana. He is not Balasya eva Asthiratmana. Krishna is not childish. Yes, he is childlike. He is Bal Gopal. Certainly, he is Bal Gopal. But he is not childish. Sripad Ramanujacharya has given a very beautiful example. He gives the example of an elephant. He says that the elephant is so strong. It's much more strong than the mahout. The mahout is the one who controls the elephant. He's the human being. He says the elephant is much more stronger than the mahout. But because the mahout has won over the elephant with his sincerity, with his affection, when the mahout wants to climb up, the elephant gives his trunk. And with the help of the trunk, the mahout holds on and then climbs on top of the same elephant and now controls that elephant. He can do it by himself. If the elephant tries to fight the mahout cannot. But because the mahout has won the heart of the elephant is convinced that the man loves him and is his well-wisher and is his master. Therefore, the elephant, sometimes you can even see he sits on his knees when the mahout tells him. The elephant takes a flower or sometimes some bananas or fruits from the offering and then gives it back to the mahout with so much love. The mahout, being a human being, he can't fight the elephant, but he's able to control the elephant because he has won over the elephant. Sripad Ramanujacharya gives this example to say that the mahout is the devotee of this world and the elephant is Bhagavan. Krishna is always more powerful than all of us. But by little affection. Krishna is very kind. Now to let us climb on top of him, which means attain Vaikuntha, by the trunk of his mercy. If the elephant doesn't give his help, the mahout cannot climb. So Krishna similarly, by the trunk of his kripa, takes the living entity and puts him on his back. And now this living entity becomes an acharya because he is riding on top of the Lord. Other other human beings are like the people on the street. All of us are like on the street. But personalities like Srila Prabhupada, they are like the mahout. They are controlling Krishna. Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite paro, tumhare shakati ache. Ami to kangal Krishna Krishna boli daita ba pache pache. Why does Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur sing that? Because there's a difference between the conditioned soul and the acharya. And the difference is simple. We are on the street, passively admiring the elephant's strength, which means we are just going to the temple and admiring the opulence of Bhagavan. But personalities, the acharyas like Srila Prabhupada and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they are like the mahout. By the kripa trunk of the elephant of Bhagavan, they are now on the top. And the elephant who's Bhagavan, in this example, he is controlled by the devotee, completely controlled. Sometimes the mahout has a little goad, elephant goad, and he puts it behind the ear and he restrains the elephant when the elephant goes astray. And that you can see in Mother Yashoda, Dam Bandhan Leela. She takes the rope and binds Krishna to a wooden grinding motor. That's like the elephant goad controlling the elephant of Krishna, right? And at the same time, whatever you give, whatever you give the elephant gives the mahout. The elephant doesn't eat anything. You give the elephant some fruit, and the elephant takes it and offers it to the mahout. And that's exactly what happens. You can see you give offering to the deity, and the deity is the elephant, and he takes it and gives it back to you. So when you give it to the deity, when you offer something, and when you open the curtain at the end, the same thing is there. It doesn't mean that Krishna is not accepted. Krishna has accepted and lovingly given it back to you because he wants you to be his mahout and control him. So, in the example of the elephant, the person on the street offers it to the elephant and the elephant offers it to the mahout. But in our case, we are offering it to the deity, who's like the elephant, who's Krishna. But Krishna gives it back to us because he wants us to be his mahout. He wants us to control him with love. So, what you offer, you get it back completely. Krishna has accepted and you get the prasad back. Imagine you give one whole plate and you keep for offering and you open the curtain, now it's empty. That'll be a big problem. That'll be a big problem because we also want prasadam. Then we will tell Krishna, if you eat so much, what will we eat? And that is what was happening in the life of Raghunandan. Raghunandan was an associate of Mahaprabhu. He was the son of a great devotee called Mukunda. Mukunda was a doctor, a physician by profession, and his son was Raghunandan. Now, Mukunda used to offer to his deity. They were devotees in a village called Srikhanda. Not the Srikhand that we eat, but this is a village called Srikhand. And Narahari Sharkar and Mukunda and Raghunandan, they all came from there. So Mukunda would offer to his Gopal or his Gopinath every day. And he would offer, and when he opens the curtain, the plate is as it is. So he's so used to offering and Krishna giving it back, Bhoga and Prasad. But one day he told his son Raghunandan, I have to go out of town and you should do Thakurji Seva for next 2-3 days. Then I will be back. I'm going out of station, out of the village for some work, and I'll be back. So Raghunandan is a little child, he's 6 years old. What does he know about Pancharatrik Vidhi and Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vritti Manti? Krishna actually eats not with his mouth, but through his glands as the deity. He doesn't have to sit and physically eat. Now, Raghunandan is 6 years old. He doesn't understand all this. So he takes the plate. He goes into the temple room, keeps it. He rings the bell, chants a few mantras, and then he sits there. And he looks at Krishna and he says, Eat. Eat. So 5-10 minutes pass. Krishna, eat. Please eat. And Raghunandan starts to weep and he says, if you don't eat, how will we accept any prasad? You have to eat this. You have to taste at least half the plate. Take something. See, there are some laddus here. You must take something. Take some puris, some kachoris, whatever is there. This is all yours. At least you take 50%, and remaining you can give as prasad. Krishna is just playing the flute. He doesn't he doesn't sit down and eat like we would do with each other. Raghunandan started weeping. And he said, if you don't eat, my parents will think I didn't offer properly. That's why you're not accepting. Krishna, please accept. Krishna, I beg you, please accept. Now, if a 6-year-old child is weeping like that sincerely, Krishna's heart melts. Krishna's heart melts. So Krishna looked at Raghunandan and he said, I don't eat like this. I am a deity. I eat with my eyes. Raghunandan said, please don't give excuses. When I give these excuses to my mother doesn't agree. She says I have to eat with my mouth. So similarly, you also have to eat with your mouth. Krishna said, okay. So he put his flute to the side. He sat and he started eating. He finished the whole plate. Raghunandan was so happy. So now, 30 minutes later, Raghunandan comes out with an empty plate. Imagine what the mother is thinking. The door of the temple hall is closed, and the son, 6-year-old child, sits inside with a full plate. And after 30 minutes, the plate is empty. The mother thought exactly what all of us are thinking, that probably Raghunandan ate. So Raghunandan said, I saw Gopal ate everything completely. Mother said, he doesn't eat like that. He eats with his eyes. Raghunandan said, no, no, I saw. He sat down and he ate. He actually sat cross-legged, exactly how I sit. Raghunandan said, as he was eating, he was even talking to me. Mother, I am speaking the truth. Mother said, you're making up stories. This is not possible. And this went on for 2 days. Then Mukunda Sarkar came. The father, he said, so how, is there any prasadam? So the mother said, 2 days, no prasadam at home. Whatever we are offering Gopal is eating, apparently, is what Raghunandan says. So Mukunda said, okay. He was like a father who loves even the mischievous pranks of the child. The father said, okay, okay, let me see how Gopal eats. Okay, you offer, let me see. Raghunandan said, yeah, okay, no problem. For the last 2 days he's been eating. So he went again, he got a laddu and he told Krishna, now you have to eat. And Mukunda is hiding and watching. Now Krishna has to keep his etiquette because he's Bhagavan for everybody else. For Mukunda, for Raghunandan, he sat down and he ate. Now Krishna's again having his flute. Raghunandan said, please eat this laddu. Krishna said, I can't eat so much. Can't eat so much. Please, please take this. Please take this. Krishna said, no, I can't. I'm done for the day. For this week, I'm done. I can't eat anything more. He's playing his flute. Raghunandan starts to weep and he said, what kind of God is this? You're eating every day, and now everyone's doubting. They're thinking, I am actually eating all this. Now, when your devotee is in pain, at that time, your stomach matters to you more than saving my image. Everybody thinks that I am the one sitting and eating, and for you, it doesn't matter. You're only concerned about your stomach being full. Gopal's heart melted. He said, no, no, Raghunandan, I am there for you. Give me that laddu. He took that laddu and he took a bite and he looked, and Mukunda was shocked. And Krishna went back to his position. Never ate anything after that. That laddu was half eaten. So this heart of Krishna should not be misunderstood to be asthiramana. He's not restless like a child in the sense he's childish. He's childlike. Anybody can control Krishna. So what Hiranyakashipu is saying is actually truth, but in a positive way. Bhajantam bhajamanasya. Anybody can do bhajan and control Krishna. Yes, anybody. Absolutely anybody. There's jati kuladi vichar. There is no consideration of someone born in a Brahmin family or Indian body, or whether even if someone is a human being. That also doesn't matter. You can see sparrows and squirrels were serving Sri Ramachandra in building the bridge. Jambavan was a bear, and Hanuman externally was a Vanara, and Sugriva was a Vanara too. And you can see so many examples. And you can see Garuda being an eagle, or Jatayu and Sampati being vultures. They all served Sri Ram. You can be in any species, but especially human form when we have received. Doesn't matter who we are, it all takes little sincerity. No show bottle, no show business, not showing anybody else, देखो मैं कितना बड़ा भक्त हूं. Nah, this will spoil the whole thing. Love means it has to be very sincere. Very, very sincere. What kind of love should we have for God? How many of us have seen the love that the dog has for his master? How many of us have seen the loyalty that the dog has? The sweetness that the dog has? That love we must have for the master. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, তুমি তো ঠাকুর তোমার কুকুর বলিয়া জানো মোরে সর্বস্ব তোমার চরণে সম্পিয়া পড়িছে তোমার দ্বারে. ও কৃষ্ণ, বান্ধিয়া নিকটে আমারে পালিবে রহিব তোমার দ্বারে. Oh Krishna, you are my master, I am your dog. And you bind me outside your house. I will sit there. And whatever you give me to eat, that's what I will eat. And I will always protect you. I will always safeguard your house. And when you come out, I will wag my tail and dance and lick your lotus feet as a dog does to the master. My dear Lord, if someone comes to attack you in bhakti, then I will bark and shoo them away. I will always aspire to be sitting at your feet. Tumi to Thakur, tumar kukur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur. That I just want to love you, my Lord, like the dog loves its master. There are so many stories where the master is taking the dog for a walk every day, taking care of the dog, feeding the dog, petting the dog, embracing the dog, playing with the dog. And the dog sleeps on the lap of the master or embraces the master and sleeps in the same blanket also sometimes. And when such a master dies, the dog goes through so much emotional pain. And same when the dog dies, the master goes through so much pain, certainly. But then you find that the master also overcomes that very quickly compared to how much the dog goes through. The master has a wife, a children, and life goes on. There's job, there's other things, there's a car. So the master has so many things, and dog is one of them. But for the dog, the master is everything. So when the master dies, the dog goes through emotional turmoil. There are so many cases where the master um, died in a certain spot, and the dog would go to that spot every single day for as long as 3 or 4 years. Every single day, go to that spot on a certain bench or on a certain uh, crematorium or a certain tombstone in a place, in a memorial place, and the dog just sheds tears. Only if we could have that much love for our eternal master. The dog has that much love for his temporary master of 5 years or something. If we could have that love for Krishna, who's our master for lifetimes, Jeevan badal jayega. Our life will change. That attachment we should have for Krishna in our heart, which means chanting for him, reading about him, hearing about him. Life has only one purpose, to attain our master. Let us be that dog, that faithful dog. So sometimes people ask this question, can we have a dog? And I sometimes say the purpose of life is not to have a dog, is to become a dog to the master. That is our purpose. There was a great philosopher devotee by the name Kabir Das. So Kabir Das would say, Kabira kutta Ram ka, motiya mera naam. गले राम की जेवड़ी जित खींचे तिथ जाऊं दूधू करे तो बावड़ू थूथू करे तो जाऊं जो फेंके सो जो हरी सो राखे जो फेंके सो खाऊं. Kabira Kutta Ram ka. He says, this Kabir Das is a dog of Ram. Or Motiya Mera Naam. He says, typically dogs in many stories, they have the name Moti. And the dog master will have the name Motilal. So Moti. So he says, Kabira Kutta Ram ka Motiya Mera Naam. Gale Ram ki jebdi. He says, my Kanthi Mala is the dog belt that my master has given me. Or Jit khiche tith jao. Just like sometimes you see the dog looks at another dog. You may have seen this in this world. When one master is walking the dog and another master is walking his or her dog, then these two dogs, as they're walking past each other, they will start looking at each other, either wagging their tail or barking at each other, or and then the masters have to kind of pull them out, and then the dog continues walking with the master. So this is our dog belt, according to Kabir Das ji. This is our dog belt. So sometimes we may get attracted to things of this world like a dog, but our master is pulling us through Shastra, do's and don'ts. So मोतिया मेरा नाम गले राम की जीवड़ी दित चित खींचे तित जाओ. Wherever my master pulls me, I will go there. And if my master calls me close, I will go. And if my master throws a stone at me or shoot, sit there, then I will go far away. Whatever. This is the translation of Maro bhi rakho bhi jo ichha tuhar. My dear Lord, do whatever you want with me. You pull me close, you push me out, no problem. Jo hari so rakhe. I will live like my master maintains me, and jo pheke so kham. Whatever he tastes as remnants and gives it to me, I will only accept as Mahaprasad. So this is Sharanagati. Bhajantam bhajamanasya is the line that I'm trying to share some light all this while. Bhajantam bhajamanasya. And there is a reason. Although Hiranyakashipu is criticizing Vishnu, in the next verse you will see he's speaking very offensive words. But still, Vyasadeva has included them because there are Saraswat earth to it, because there is a devotional purport to it. Otherwise, criticism and hurling abuse at Bhagavan, why should that be in Bhagavatam? But Vyasadeva has included that because Saraswati Devi has taken the job to fix everything grammatically as glorification. And later you will see in the same chapter, a few verses into this, Hiranyakashipu's pravachan transcription is here. Transcript. Hiranyakashipu gives katha to the wives of Hiranyaksha. I mean, actually, the wife of Hiranyaksha, the mother of Hiranyaksha, which is also the mother of Hiranyakashipu, and Hiranyaksha's children, 9 children. So they're all weeping because Hiranyaksha, their father or their husband or their son, is dead. Hiranyakashipu gives pravachan to all of them. Such amazing pravachan. It's like the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Only if Hiranyakashipu ji had followed it in his life himself. But Shukdev Goswami, Bhagwan Vyasadeva, they include that. And in fact, you will see even in Dasham Skand, Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 2, not chapter 2. In Dasham Skand Srimad Bhagavatam, you will find Kamsa Maharaj's conversation with Vasudev Maharaj. That's also very instructive. Vasudev Maharaj speaks very nice philosophy. This is during the time of Devaki Rani's wedding. So that level of philosophical depth that Vasudev Maharaj speaks to Kamsa, that level has been explained and expressed by Hiranyakashipu here. That level of philosophical maturity that Vasudev Maharaj, Bhagwan's father, जगत पिता के पिता जैसी वाणी बोलते हैं, वैसे यहाँ हिरण्यकशिपु जी बोल रहे हैं. उतनी उत्कृष्ट है. आत्म तत्व है, ज्ञान मार्ग की बातें हैं, और भगवत तत्व के विषय में बहुत कुछ चर्चा की गई. So we'll see that. But the main point that I was trying to elaborate from Prabhupada's purport is Prabhupada including Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. Whatever you give Krishna, he lovingly accepts. Lovingly he accepts. And you will see Krishna asks for things which decay. He will ask for things which have a shelf life. Like he asks for a flower. So next day you will see the flower wilts. So you have to give new flower. He will ask for a garland. You put a garland today, tomorrow that garland has become stale. So now you have to put again. He will ask for phalam. If you keep a fruit for Krishna after 2-3 days, you'll see there are brown spots. So it's crossed its shelf life period. Shelf life is the maximum possible time anything can be fresh. So Krishna will ask for leaves which shrivel, they wilt, they wither away with time. So yeah, you have to offer newer things. So Krishna will always ask for things, even if they're small things, which have a shelf life, because you have to keep serving eternally. That's the point. Offering newer offerings. But what do? What do we do while offering to Krishna? Instead of giving him a lamp, now if you see lamp also, वो naturally बुझ जाता है. It naturally gets extinguished. So now you have to be cautious. You have to be conscious of Krishna, and you have to make newer wicks and again light it up and again with devotion. Hobe prema pradipe arati tomar মম মন মন্দিরে রহ নিশিদিন কৃষ্ণ মুরারি শ্রীকৃষ্ণ মুরারি. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Bhakti Priti Mala Chandan Tumi Niyo He Niyo Chittanandan জীবন মরণ তব পূজা নিবেদন সুন্দর হে মনহারি সুন্দর হে মনহারি কৃষ্ণ মুরারি শ্রীকৃষ্ণ মুরারি. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur talks the science of offering a lamp. Because we offer lamps, we should know the science. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur also wrote a book called Prema Pradeep, which means the lamp of affection. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Mama mana mandire roho nishidina Krishna Murari Shri Krishna Murari. Oh Krishna, I want to invite you into the temple of my body on the altar of my heart. आप बैठिए यहाँ पे. Please sit. And then Krishna is saying, okay, I will sit, but what will you give me? So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Bhakti Priti Mala Chandan Tumi Niyo He Niyo Chittanandan. Oh Chittanandan, oh he who gives joy to my heart, you come. Lovingly I will offer you chandan, I will offer you flowers, I will string garlands, and I'll give you. Jivana Morana Tava Puja Nivedan, Sundara He Manahari, day or night, life or a death, every single day, you are the Lord of my life. And Hobe Prema Pradipe Arati Tomar. Oh Krishna, I will make lamps, I will make wicks of affection, because you see, you put ghee or you take the wicks and you mix it nicely with ghee so that the fire doesn't get extinguished, and that ghee is sneha, is love, and there is a lamp, there's a light, and that light is bhakti tattva gyan. So with the lamp of our life, with the ghee dipped wick of affection, we offer the fire flame of bhakti. তোমার বিরহে গিরিধারী. O Krishna, in separation from you as I offer lamp, may নয়ন যমুনা ঝরে আনিবার. May tears, Yamuna like tears of separation from you, stream from my eyes as I offer you lamp of love. This is the science. हम क्या करते हैं, लैंप लेते हैं, 4 2 3 7 खत्म, finished. We are doing mathematics there with Krishna. Yes, counting is important, but more important than the counting is to forget the counting and go around so many times looking at each limb of Yashoda Damodar with the mood that, my dear Lord, I don't know if I will survive another day, but at this point, with the lamp of my life, with this wick of affection, with the fire flame of whatever gyan from Shastra I have heard and read, I want to go around you lifetime after lifetime. As I'm going in circles in this world, may I go in circles. May my head spin in circles in affection as I offer this to your lotus feet. Bhajantam bhajamanasya. This is our aim of our life. Offering lamp to Krishna, offering flowers and fruits to Krishna, offering tulsi leaves to Krishna, tulasi dalamatrena jalasya chulukenava. And then Krishna sides with us. He sides with us. So this is the aim of our life. Okay, 8th verse. Matshula bhinna grivasya bhurina rudirena vai asrik priyam tarpayishye brataram me gatavyatha. Hiranyakashipu ji is saying, Matshula. Matshula. Shula means trident, like Trishula. Matshula bhinna grivasya. I will take my trident, and he says, bhinna means to separate. Bhinna prakriti rashtada. Bhinna means to separate. And griva means neck, because the Lord has horse neck, therefore he's called higher griva. Because the devotee uses that neck to glorify the Lord, therefore he is called Sugriva. Griva means throat. Sugriv is glorifying Ramachandra. So he whose kantha is used in the service of the Lord, he is Sugriva. And Sugriva and Hayagriva. This is the aim of our life. The Lord is Hayagriva, the devotee is Sugriva. So here the word Griva means throat. Matshula bhinna grivasya. Hiranyakashipu says, I will take my trident and separate Vishnu's head or neck from his body. But what does Saraswati Devi say? What is the Saraswat earth to this? Saraswati Devi is saying, Hiranyakashipu, how much ever he can take his shula, and he tries, he will never be able to, because the Lord's griva is bhinna from his trishul, which means the Lord's neck and Hiranyakashipu's shula, they can never touch, because this trishul is material and the Lord's neck is transcendental. So the neck will always remain bhinna. It will always remain separate from the sword. वो जितना भी प्रयास करे, he will not be able to cut. This is Mother Saraswati's Saraswat Arth. Machula bhinna grivasya. And then bhurina rudirena vai. So Hiranyakashipu is saying, if I cut the neck of Vishnu, bhurina rudirena, lot of blood will flow. And asrik priyam tarpayishye. This asrik priyam is an adjective for the word bhrataram. Bhrataram means brother. What kind of brother? Asrik priyam. Asrik means rudhira. Rudhira means blood. So Hiranyakashipu is saying, my brother really loved to drink blood. मेरा भाई बेचारा करता ही क्या था, कुछ ज्यादा किन्हीं को तंग नहीं करता था, मांसाहार करता था और मांस भक्षण के साथ दूसरों का खून पी लेता था बेचारा. Asrik Priyam, my brother Bhrataram, he loved to eat meat and drink blood. So now I will do Tarpayishye, I will do Tarpanam, I will do Tilanjali, Tilodak. I will do the last rites for my brother with the blood of Vishnu. That will be my offering to my brother. So from this itself, we can understand that meat eating is extremely demoniac. This is the proof, straight in the Bhagavatam. You can see people these days, there's no limit to what they eat and what they don't eat. There's no limit. Big slabs of meat are being sold in the shops here. Big slabs of meat. And it's completely blood filled. And there are people just with gloves, and that is their job. They're cutting, they're peeling, and they're just as if this doesn't matter. People are not even thinking that this was a part of the body of an animal who was alive, who was mercilessly slaughtered. But they just think it is their job, and I have seen in these shops, it's कसाई खाना खोल के रख दिए हैं मथुरा में भी. क्या करें? You're walking through Mathura and there are shops where they are selling meat. It's so unfortunate. So this is extremely demoniac. Prabhupada never compromised in his preaching. He said no meat eating, bringing from animalistic level to human level. And then from human level to he took us to Vaishnav level by saying only accepting prasad. And then from Vaishnav level, he is bringing us to the level of Prema Bhakti by saying, yes, only prasad, but then there'll be a day when you offer and Krishna will eat it up like Raghunandan and Gopal. So he's bringing us from meat eating to the level where the creator of the whole creation is ready to eat our offering. How nice. Tasmin kute hite nashte kritamule vanaspatau vitapa iva shushyanti vishnu prana divaukasa. Tasmin kute. The word kuta means to hide. So Hiranyakashipu is saying, This Vishnu is expert in Koot Khel, which means he keeps playing the hide and seek game. He hides. Nobody knows where Vishnu lives. He comes like a boar, like a pig. He kills my brother, and now I don't know where to find him. He says, Kute, he's hidden somewhere. Somebody says he's in the cloud. Somebody says he's in Vaikuntha. Somebody says he's in the heart of all living beings. Somebody says he plays with the devotees. Somebody says he's in animate and inanimate. I don't know where to find him. Kute, he's playing hide and seek. Hiranyakashipu will find out where actually Vishnu is when he asks his son in the assembly hall. But till then, he thinks, Kute, where do I find him? And Ahite, he is convinced that Vishnu is not a well-wisher. Ahita. Hita means Hitaishi. Sa grihita kare Krishnam upalabhya Hitaishini. Mother Yashoda, when she held Krishna's hand in the Mridbhakshan Leela, Shukdev Goswami says Hitaishini, that well-wisher. So Hita means well-wishing, and Ahite means our Vishnu, who's actually Suridam Sarva Bhutanam. Hiranyakashipu is convinced he is Ahite. And Nashte means destroyed. So he says, Tasmin Kute Ahite Nashte. When this Vishnu who hides, who is our enemy, who is not our well-wisher, when he is Nashta, when he is destroyed, then what will happen? All these devatas will also die. And he gives an example. Kruta mule vanaspato vitapa iva shushyanti. Vitapa iva shushyanti. The whole tree dries up when krita mule vanaspato. When krita mula means to uproot. Unmulit karna. If the roots are removed, however lush green the trees will all dry up. Shushyanti. Vitapa eva shushyanti. All the trees will dry up. So he's saying all these devatas, they are like leaves, green leaves. 330 million devatas, they are like green, fresh green flowers and leaves on a tree of divinity. And Vishnu is the root. He is supplying energy to all of them and he's underground. You can't see him. You can see the leaves, but you can't see the root. And if you take the root out, then the devatas are gone. On the other hand, if you water the root, seems like all these devatas are getting it from him. They're getting Shakti from Vishnu. So very nicely, Hiranyakashipu is speaking. He's actually agreeing. Hiranyakashipu is better. His realization is better than most spiritual leaders of modern time, honestly. Because you go to spiritual organizations, you go to spiritual camps and retreats, and big spiritual leaders also. In their talks, they will say, "Yeah, God is everywhere. He's inside. Yes, so सबके हृदय में घट घट के वासी." And they will say that, हाँ, वही भगवान है. किसी नाम से पुकार लो. You can call him by any name. He's that same Bhagwan. And they will also say, yeah, Devata, Vishnu, कोई भेद नहीं. हम भी वही हैं. There are many sadhus who say that also, that Vishnu, Devata, हम, प्राणी, बस इनमें भेद नहीं देखना चाहिए. We should not see any difference. We are also Vishnu. Devatas are also Vishnu. It is one tattva only which becomes Devata also, it becomes Vishnu also, which becomes humans also. Even Hiranyakashipu has better understanding than these leaders. Hiranyakashipu is at least saying, यथा तरुर्मूलनिषेचनेन तृप्यन्ति तत्स्कन्दभुजोऽपि शाखा प्राणोपहाराच्च यतेन्द्रियाणां तथैव सर्वारणमच्युतेज्य. It's not the verse in the next series. It's from the fourth canto, where it is said, Vishnu is the root and tripyanti tatskanda bhujopi shakha. Just like when you water the roots, all the leaves are nourished. Similarly, Vishnu, Achyuta, Sri Krishna, Achyuta Ijya, he is the root. Just by performing bhakti to Krishna, देवर्षि भूताब्दनृणां पितॄणां न किङ्करं नायं ऋणी च राजन् सर्वात्मनाय शरणं शरण्यं गतो मुकुन्द परिहृत्य कर्तम्. Canto 11. So these verses all show that हमारा जो भी ऋण है, whatever debt we have over lifetimes to devatas, to directions, to Surya Dev, to Chandra, to Agni, to Vayu, to Varuna, to Bhumi, to our parents, to our forefathers, Pitris, to our Kula Devatas, to Ashram Dharma, Varna Dharma, Stri Dharma, all of these dharmas and all of these activities, they're all taken care if you water the root of the tree. You don't have to take a sprinkler and individually water every leaf. You don't have to do that. Just intelligently water. Give all your water to the root. The tree will give it to, the roots will give it through the trunk to everything else. So Krishna is the root. Krishna is the root. Vishnu is the root. So by chanting the names of Hari, by worshipping Hari, by remembering Hari, आराधितो यदि हरि तपसा ततक्किम नाराधितो यदि हरि तपसा ततक्किम अंतर बहिर यदि हरि तपसा ततक्किम नांतर बहि यदि हरि तपसा ततक्किम. Our Srila Prabhupada used to quote this very often, which means आराधितो यदि हरि, if you worship Hari, then tapasa tatakim, what is the need for any other tapasya? Na aradito yadi hari, but if you're not worshipping Hari, tapasa tatakim, what is the use of all your tapasya? Antar bahi yadi hari, if you're able to see Krishna inside and out, tapasa tatakim, then what is the need for any other tapasya? And na antar bahi yadi hari, if you're not able to see Krishna inside out, what is the use of all your tapasya? Smartavyam satatam Vishnu vismartavyo na jatuchit. Remembering Vishnu and not forgetting him is the essence of life. And by that, all devatas are fulfilled. Apart from the tree example, watering the root and nourishing the leaves and the flowers and the fruit, in that verse from the fourth canto that we previously quoted, one more example has been given. Pranopaharacha yatendriyanam tathaiva sarvaranam achyutejya. Just like the eyes are working, the hands are working, feet are walking, we get tired, we are lifting something on our shoulder. But ultimately, when we get tired, we don't keep one roti on the shoulder or we don't put some sabji in our eye. We don't do any of that. We feed all our senses by feeding the stomach. We feed the stomach will give it to the whole body. Right? So giving it to Krishna, whether you call him the root in the tree or you call him the stomach in the body, by feeding Krishna, everybody is fed. On the other hand, another verse comes that even if you give it to the devatas, ultimately devata have to pass it to Krishna only. So why not we directly offer it to Krishna? Akashat patitam toyam yatha gacchati sagaram sarvadeva namaskara keshavam pratigacchati. Just like it rains from the clouds in different directions, but all that rainwater collects and goes towards the ocean. Prayati ratnakaram eva sarvada. It only goes through the ocean to the ocean. They're all rivers formed from the rains in different directions, but ultimately they combine and go into the ocean. Similarly, whatever we offer to the devatas, any devata, it ultimately goes only to Krishna. And Krishna showers Shakti and the devatas give it to us. This has been quoted in Bhakti Sandarbha of Srila Jiva Goswami. Under the section of Navavidha Bhakti, very specifically under Kirtanam, the discussion of the Dashanama Aparad has been given by Srila Jiva Goswami. And in that also, very specifically, under the second offense to the holy name, Shivasya Shri Vishnu, Dhiya Bhinnam Pashyet, Sakalam Ahita Namakara. So this Ahita Namakara. Srila Jiva Goswami quotes this second Nama Aparad, and he says, all the names given to the devatas are actually names of Krishna. That comes in Bhakti Sandarbha. He gives an example, and we may have quoted this in our series also. Srila Jiva Goswami Pad says, Lord Brahmaji is called Padma Yoni because he appears on a lotus. But that's the name for Krishna because he appears in Vrindavan, which is in the shape of a lotus. So Krishna is the Padma Yoni. Similarly, Brahmaji is called Chaturmukh. Chaturmukh means he who has four heads. But Krishna is called Chaturmukh because his mukh, his face, is in all four directions. When his cowherd boys are sitting, every cowherd boy thinks that Krishna is looking at me. So Krishna's mukh is in four directions. And at the same time, in all four directions, everyone is worshipping Krishna with their mukh towards him. So in this way, all these names, also the name Shiva, for Lord Shiva, is the name for Krishna or Vishnu. Srila Jiva Goswami Pad says that the word Shiva means auspiciousness. And who brings in ultimate auspiciousness? Mangalebhyopi mangalam, pavanam pavanebhyopi harer namaiva kevalam. All auspiciousness comes from Krishna, from Sri Hari. Kalyananam nidhanam kalimala matanam pavanam pavananam. So all auspiciousness comes from Krishna. So the name Shiva is also the name for Krishna. It's actually the name for Krishna. Just like in this world we see, father has a certain last name. Let's say his name is Sharma. Now he has a son. The son also has the same name, Sharma, last name. Then he has a son. He also has the last name Sharma. So the Sharma Parivar will continue, right? So the last name from the father, from the grandfather is got down. Similarly, the name of Krishna is carried forward by the Devatas. So the names of the Devatas are actually the names of Krishna. Similarly, Rudra. Rudra means he who is, he gets angry also, and at the same time, he cries also. Lord Shiva, as soon as he appeared, he started to cry. So he's called Rudra. But Rudra also means he is very angry. So that's the name for Krishna. Because Krishna gets extremely angry in Damodar Leela. He gets extremely angry because Mother Yashoda put him down to save some milk on the stove. And Krishna is very angry, extremely angry. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna feels that I left the ocean of milk for my mother, and my mother is not able to leave a few pots of milk for me. So he's very angry, and he's biting his lips with his teeth. So he's Rudra. At the same time, he also is crying in that Leela. Oh Maya, please leave me. Rudantam muhur netram yugmam rijantam karambhoja yugmena sa atanka netram. Atank means terror. Netram, unke netron mein terror hai. Krishna is like an Atankwadi. He's a terrorist because all the terror lives in his eyes in Damodar Leela. So in this Leela, he's angry also and he's crying also. So therefore, he's Rudra. He's Rudra. Similarly, Lord Shiva has a name, Digambar. Digambar means Lord Shiva in ecstasy. He is dancing and there are no clothes on his body because he's covered by the 10 directions. And he's just chanting the name of the Lord and he's completely lost. So he's Digambar. But Digambar is the name for Bal Gopal. You know, there is a Leela which has been described by the Acharyas that Mother Yashoda, of course, when baby Gopal was very small, he was just walking without clothes. Not walking, but he was just without clothes. But then when he started walking around to different homes, Mother Yashoda thought, at least out of etiquette, I should put a kopin for him. So she took cloth, which is called langot. So two strips of cloth. So she put one around the waist and one between the legs and put it for Krishna. And now, for the first time, Krishna put a kopin and he was walking. And he started crying so much because it was so uncomfortable for him to carry a cloth between his legs as he's walking. It was not very comfortable. It was not at all comfortable. So it is described in that Leela that as he was walking, he said, oh Maya, this is very painful. I don't want to do this. And with his both hands, he ripped the the cloth fell down and he continued to run. Nangam Nangam, he is running around Digambar, Balgopal ki jai. So all these names are ultimately names of Krishna. Ultimately names of Krishna. So even Hiranyakashipu knows that Vitapa iva shushyanti Vishnu prana divaukasa. That Krishna or Vishnu is the root, like the root to the tree or the stomach to the body. And all the devatas are like leaves. Divaukasa. Divaukasa. Okasa means residence. And divi. Div means divine. From the word div comes the English word divine. Div means that which is divya, which is heavenly. So Divaukasa refers to the devatas. They are Vishnu Prana. Vishnu is their pran. That's a nice name, Vishnu Pran. Vishnu Pran. Imagine a person who has Vishnu as his pran. So Hiranyakashipu has recognized Vishnu Tattva nicely and even Bhakta Tattva nicely. That the Lord is the root of the whole creation and the devotees are those who consider the Lord to be their life. And he also gives all of this with nice example also. So therefore, Shukdev Goswami has and Bhagwan Vyasadev, they have included this here. Okay, now how to find him and kill him? That's the question that all the followers are asking Hiranyakashipu. So he says, Tavadyata bhuvam yuyam brahma ksatra samedhitam sudayadvam tapo yajna swadhyaya vratadanina. He says, killing Vishnu, you leave it to me, Hiranyakashipu is saying. वो तो आप उसमें मत पड़ो. All of you, all followers, you don't get to killing Vishnu. That I will take care. But you do another work. Those who are following Vishnu, you should destroy them. Because if the food supply stops from here, Vishnu will become weak. Hiranyakashipu is saying, cows, brahmanas, yajnas, swadhyay, temples, shastra, all of these are connections to Vishnu. तो यहां से आप switch बंद कर दो. You go and destroy all of this. Automatically, Vishnu will become weak. This is Hiranyakashipu's philosophy. Automatically, if yajnas stop, Vishnu will stop getting his breakfast. He will become very weak. He will not be able to hide anymore. He will come out. And when he comes out, I will kill him. This is Hiranyakashipu's plan. So, Tavad Yata Bhuvam Yuyam. Yata means go. And Yuyam means all of you. Tvam Yuvam Yuyam. All of you, Yata, go. Where Bhuvam? Go to Mother Earth. And Brahma Kshatra Samedhitam. Sudayadvam. Sudayadvam means destroy. Tapa, Yajna, Swadhyay, Vratadanina. All these Brahmanas. Brahma Kshatra Samedhitam. Brahma means Brahmanas. Kshatra means Kshatriyas. Go to earth wherever the Kshatriyas are, where you go and kill and destroy all of this. Go and kill. I'm getting a message that my internet is unstable. Is the sound going through? Is everyone able to hear? There is some lag and delay. Not quite? Okay. Is it better now? Is it a little continuous? Okay, because I was getting message that the internet is unstable. Okay, Krishna wants me to repeat this verse again. So I'll just backtrack a couple of minutes and then repeat this again. So Hiranyakashipu is saying, Tavad, therefore, Yata, all of you go, Yuyam, Yata, Bhuvam, Yuyam. All of you go to Bhumandal, on Mother Earth, and Brahma Kshatra Sameditam, where Brahmanas are living, where Kshatriyas are living. Go there and Sudayadvam, destroy, create havoc, and Tapa, wherever there is austerity, Yajna, wherever there is sacrifice, Swadhyaya, wherever there is study of Shastra, Vrata, wherever there is different Anushtan like Ekadashi Vrat, and Danina, wherever Danis live, charity is given. Sudayadvam, destroy all of that. Destroy all of that. So, two things. One, all of these things we should practice. Tapa. Because this is even Hiranyakashipu. हम कब समझेंगे? हिरण्यकशिपु जी भी समझ गए कि यही सब कार्य हैं जहां पे ठाकुर जी का अस्तित्व है. Even Hiranyakashipu has understood, and he's preaching actually. He's preaching where Vishnu lives. He lives in Tapa, which means for us, tapasya means to wake up early and chant Hare Krishna in Brahma Muhurta. This is our tapasya. Yajna, for us, yajna is japa and kirtan. Swadhyay is studying Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrit. Vrat, daily vrat of Brahmacharya, and fortnight vrat of Ekadashi. And Danina, giving charity. Giving charity to doing Go Seva, doing Vaishnav Seva, giving money for the service of preaching of Krishna consciousness. Very important. By doing all this, our spiritual life will become very strong. Who said? Hiranyakashipu said. Imagine somebody reads this one verse and becomes Krishna conscious and says, Hiranyakashipu ji is my Pat Pradarshak Guru. He taught me that if I do these things, Vishnu will be pleased in my life. At the same time, second point to be noted, those who try to destroy these things are extremely demoniac and followers of Hiranyakashipu. Even in the present generation, you see temples are being burnt, deities are being burnt, devotees are killed in many parts. Swadhyay scriptures are being burnt. Actually, Aurangzeb did a lot of havoc in this regard. Aurangzeb destroyed Vrindavan. He destroyed different floors of the Radha Govinda temple. Radha Govinda temple had 7 floors. It was a very beautiful aristocratic structure. But Aurangzeb saw from his viewpoint that this temple is taller than my palace, so I need to reduce it, destroy it. Not destroy completely, but I'll take a few floors off so that my palace is taller than Rupa Goswami's Radha Govinda Dev. विनाश काले विपरीत बुद्धि। इससे और क्या मति भ्रष्ट हो सकती है किसी की, कि अपना घर इतना बड़ा हो और ठाकुर जी का मंदिर बड़ा हो तो उसको तुड़वा दो। दिस इज एक्सट्रीमली डेमोनियक। सो व्हाट हैपेंस इन द प्रेजेंट जनरेशन is all Hiranyakashipu mentality here, eating meat, killing cows, and destroying those who do bhajan. Vishnur Dvijakriya Mulo Yajño Dharmamaya Puman Devarshi Pitrabhutanam Dharmasya Chaparayanam. Vishnu Dvija Kriya Mula. What a nice, beautiful description. Hiranyakashipu is saying Vishnu is Dvija Kriya Mula. He is the root of all activities of the devotees. Dvija means Brahmana, and Brahman Janati iti Brahmana refers to bhaktas, devotees. विप्राद्विषत् गुणयुतात् अरविन्दनाभ पादारविन्द विमुखात् स्वपचम वरिष्ठम मन्ये तदर्पित मनो वचने हितार्थ प्राणम पुनाति सकुलम न तु भूरिमान. Prahlad Maharaj has said, what is the use of being a Brahmana with 12 Brahmanical qualities? Vipra dvishat guna yutat aravindanava pada vimukham swapacham varishtam. He says, what is the use of being a Brahmana by birth with a Janayu and you have no bhajan? You're having Brahmin thread and no bhakti. Just pride in the head that I am born in a Brahminical family. But you're watching movie and drinking coffee and still thinking you're better than others. उससे अच्छा तो कोई ऐसा है जो स्वपच कुल में पैदा हो. Somebody who was born in a very low, like a hippie family. No problem. They may be eating meat, beef, drinking alcohol, doing drugs, but giving all of that up with no pride that, I am great, but actually taking up bhakti and sincerely following without any deviation. Prahlad Maharaj in his prayers to Nrsingadev says, such a devotee, even from a bad past, is better than a Brahmana with all good qualities but not doing any bhajan. I know one person, he had Brahmin thread and he ate meat. He ate meat, I knew. And हमसे रहा भी नहीं गया. हमने उनको पूछ भी दिया एक बार. आई आस्क्ड हिम, आई सेड, आप तो ब्राह्मण कुल के लगते हो, आप जनेऊ धारण किए हैं, सीम्स लाइक यूर अ ब्राह्मण, यूर हैविंग ब्राह्मण थ्रेड, यहाँ मांसाहार भी कर रहे हैं आप, यूर ईटिंग मीट. He said, yeah, but when I eat meat, I remove the Brahmin thread, I put it on a nail. Then I take bath and I put the Brahmin thread back again. In that also he was saying, नहीं नहीं, कभी जनेऊ पहन के हम मांसाहार नहीं करते. तो निकाल देते हैं, कील पे लगा देते हैं और फिर हम स्नान करके फिर पहन लेते हैं. He said, I remove this, I put it on the nail, I eat meat, then I take bath, and then I put it back. As if there is some Shastrik Vidhan, that's how you should do. यह शास्त्र विधि मुत्सृज्य वर्तते कामकारत न स सिद्धिम अवाप्नोति न सुखम न पराम गतिम. Classic example. Hiranyakashipu is saying, Vishnu Dvija Kriya Mulo. Vishnu is the heart of all activities of the devotees. Kriya means activities. Dvija means devotees. Devotees, all their activities, Moola, the root of that is Vishnu. Such beautiful description, right? Of course, he's saying in a negative way, but for us, when we are reading Bhagavatam, such nice, beautiful description of our Lord. Yajna, Dharma, Maya, Puman. All these things, Yajna, Dharma, uh, the aim of all of them is Vishnu. Yajna ultimately aims towards the Yajneshwar. Yoga aims towards Yogeshwar. They're all Krishna. And what is dharma? Dharmantu sakshat bhagavat pranita. That is dharma which takes us to Bhagavan. And devarshi pitra bhutanam dharmasya cha parayanam. He says ultimately everything will be destroyed. Vishnu will be destroyed. You just attack. Devatas will go away if Vishnu goes away. Vishnu will go away if dharma is destroyed. You kill these brahmanas, you destroy yajnas, put obnoxious things into yajnas, burn all their temples and deities, burn all these books. यहां इनको समाप्त कर दो, विष्णु समाप्त हो जाएंगे, वो समाप्त हो जाएंगे, देवता समाप्त हो जाएंगे, फिर हम अजर अमर रहेंगे. This was Hiranyakashipu's plan. Just destroy, set fire on all these places. यत्र यत्र द्विजा गावो वेदा वर्णाश्रम क्रिया तम तम जनपदम यात संदीपयत वृश्चत. Sandipayata. Sandipayata means to set on fire. What are the places set on fire? He says, Yatra Yatra Dvija, wherever devotees live, wherever Brahmanas live, Gava, wherever cows live, Veda, wherever Veda Patashala, different places where Vedas are taught, Varnashram Kriya, wherever somebody is performing different Brahminical, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, or Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas, these activities, all those places, Janapadam, go to all these villages, go to all these places and Sandipayat, aag laga do, jala do, bhasma kar do, raak kar do, destroy all these people, destroy all these dharmic performances. Iti te bhartra nirdesham आदाय शिरसाधृता तथा प्रजानाम कदनम विदधु कदन प्रिया. Iti te bhartru nirdesham. Bhartru means Bharta, the king, Hiranyakashipu. Iti means Hiranyakashipu gave these instructions, and now these instructions, Bhartru Nirdesham. Oh, these are the orders of our teacher. These are the order of our king, our guru. The followers were thinking like that. Oh, this is my four regulative principle and 16 round. This is my initiation vow. My leader, my king wants me to do this. Adaya Shirasa Adrita. Oh, with respect, they kept it. Shirodharya, they kept it on top of their head. And Tatha Prajanam Kadanam Vidadu Kadana Priya. Kadanam means causing distress. What did these representatives do? Prajanam Kadanam Vidadu. They caused lot of distress to the Prajanam. बहुवचन में प्रयोग है प्रजानाम, which means they didn't put to one person, kill one Brahman or kill one cow. They just went rampant. It was a massacre. Prajanam kadanam vidadu. They got a lot of distress in the life of all these cows and brahmanas and Vedacharis, those who followed the Varnashram Dharma. And look at the adjective used for them, Kadana Priya. These followers, they loved to cause harm to others. वो उनकी प्रवृत्ति थी, और उसके ऊपर अब गवर्नमेंट का आदेश हो चुका, सरकार का, कि जला दो, राख कर दो. Your प्रवृत्ति is dirty. Your pravriti is you want to destroy others, and now Hiranyakashipu gives a written notice. This is the bill passed. So now these people who are Kadana Priya, they were anyway, their palms were itching to do something bad to others. Now when Adaya Shirasadrita, when the order came, they took it with so much respect on top of their head, and Tatha Prajanam Kadanam Vidadu Kadana Priya. They started causing a lot of havoc in the life of others. So we'll pause here. And what are the different places that they destroyed, that we will see next week. We'll continue from Tuesday. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai, Shri Radha Shyamasundar ki jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam.